should we go for a spin?
Let's go for a drive.
Oh! Let's keep it right! Oh, I farted. I'll drive this up. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Keep It Reet YouTube channel. My name's Jesse. I'm one of the mechanics down here. And today, we have the Drift AU Ute. First of all, this is our AU Drift School Ute. We had a mini build series on it back in the day. We did lock and handbrake, seats, steering wheel. You can go check it out if you like. Decided that the old 4.0L Intech isn't gonna cut it anymore. So we are gonna be doing a RB20 Neo Plus T conversion in this thing. But before we go ahead and rip this motor out and do that, we're gonna have to blow it up. The way we've decided to do that is with a turbo. So we're going to be turboing the Intech. I mean, if it survives, we'll drift it. Friday night drifts in like a week's time. It's going to be full ghetto, full budget. We're going to smash it out with the MIG welder. Going to be super basic setup, but we're going to get a turbo on this thing. We're going to get it to dose. We're going to get it to make some boost.
Gonna be that one.
So yeah, potentially, probably not that one. So I got this little baby girl here. This is an OP6. It's a factory turbo off a R34 Skyline. So it's a little baby girl. Should do the job. Something like that. Pull the big old Wu-Tang whistle off. We have got the pacemaker extractors there, so I'll leave them, and then it's just going to be like some mild steel bends off the bottom of the extractors at the flange, and just run a 2.5 inch pipe in here. Boom! Whack that girl like there or something, and make it go. So yeah, it's going to be real ghetto. I'm going to try to avoid welding aluminium for the intercooler piping. Just for all you folks at home, you know, that don't have a TIG welder. So we're gonna shoot down to Autobarn, get ourselves just a heap of cheap alloy bends, some silicone joiners. Yeah, we'll come back, get it on the hoist and dig into it. Point the MIG welder at it. All right, let's go get some materials and get this thing in the air. Have a listen to her purr. Jump inside the beast, Drew! Feel that power? Yeah. It goes pretty hard.
Fuck you gonna say, pick a lane, man, you gotta choose one. So they used to tell me every day, caught a few along the way, don't be afraid if you gotta lose one. Trying to take it higher.
It hates life. Oh, it's a beast. Yeah. So yeah, we just rocked up to Autobahn. Let's try to find ourselves some stuff.
That's the ticket.
Performance. Something like that. One of them. Oh, one of them.
When you don't plan what you need before you come to the shop.
Well, I'm working it out, right? We don't have heaps of options. There's like one of everything. So it's like blue and black, or... We'll get a boost controller, little boost T, so we can turn the boost up. Get one of these bad boys. Cheap. Got some, yeah. Now that's a worker. We just swung past AFI Hardware, get one of the FG Turbo fuel pressure rigs. Supposedly they're like rising rates, so as you add boost, adds more fuel. Magic, something like that. I don't know. Tell me to be done by today, Jeff. You said you're not going to waste time. Ah! No, intercooler pipe. Straight in. Budget build, though. Don't be wasting that Phoenix, that beautiful Phoenix. Which I've now figured out that it's not Phoenix, it's probably Phoenix, though. Go back into the office, boy. Get out of here. Anyway, so we got some Kane 2.5 inch pipes here. boost tee so we can turn it up to 40. Some silicons, some vacuum line. We've got our 4-bar FG turbo fuel pressure regulator. I feel like 4 bars is going to be way too much fuel, and the injectors and fuel pump aren't going to handle that, are they? We've got more fuel. We're adding more air, add more fuel. It's basic. Shout out to the boys at Phoenix over in NZ. They supplied some cooling stuff for the Barrow wagon. If you haven't checked that out, go look at the other video. Ah, hey! Yeah, I know, boy. I'm about today, man. They sent over some goodies for when we do the RB20 swap. So we got a nice front mount bar and plate cooler, and a radiator is to suit like the RB inlet outlets. So that won't be going in for now. But I reckon we chuck this bad boy up for the old turbo Intech, mount it behind the front bar. So I get her on the hoist and we get stuck into it. Back on it, Dad.
Riding through the city, sitting pretty wifey, yeah, my baby with me, got me feeling like a king right now.
We're a touch restricted on space, but we'll make it work. Just chop this here somewhere and we'll join the turbo back up to it. We've got to make the exhaust gas, instead of shooting out the back, go into the turbo, spin it, and then run the air from the turbo through an intercooler. We'll whip the front bar off, we'll put the cooler up here somewhere, and up into the intake. Let's do it.
On a whim, spirit hit my mind, knew when I was spoken.
So, 2-bolt flange, roughly 2.5 inch outlet, I think. See if we can get our U-bend in here somewhere. The U-bend needs to be a bit of a sharper radius, so we'll chop it up. That'll do. This is your best friend when it comes to doing stuff like this. The old MIG welder. Point and shoot. It's close. My only concern is this O2 sensor. Apparently this is all they had for like a U-bend, and it's like got some alloy coating on it or something. I don't know. I'm trying to take it off because I don't think the welder will like it too much.
What do you think?
Oh. We'll catch. I mean, it's full, but
I just want to see it blow up.
hurry up, Jassy. 4 hours remaining now.
More, give me more of that. I need more of that.
Why that one? Voltage. Oh! Alright, maybe that was a little bit too much. Oh, what? Wish I knew that about this welder a lot sooner. Not gonna lie.
That is a work of art there, Jesse. Oh, look at that hole. Ooh, 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 ooh.
That was hitting very hard. It's alright.
Perfect.
We broke some taps over here. Re-weld these.
I never let none of you close to me. I'm in the cut like I'm supposed to be. The ones that betrayed me had love for me. But still they told me they're making it hard, taking it back to own me. Go play with the Reaper, pay for what you sold me. Bad man, all you fears to watch his movies. Just don't crush the like.
We got a turbo! So I come in this morning and started grinding on this thing again. I pulled our J-pipe out, welded it, painted it, welded some bolts on the bottom of the T3 flange, and I've just mocked the turbo up on there. I put a little supporting bracket off the headers there as well, just to stop it flexing about. Then I went ahead and mounted our beautiful Phoenix intercooler there. Real basic, just a bit of 5mm plate welded to a part of the car back there, and a couple of bolts, and got yourself an intercooler. Yeah, pretty straightforward mounting these things. I had to trim out a little bit up in here, crash support bloody thing. This is the power steering cooler that we put in back in the day, so I'll have to just shimmy that back up behind the cooler there. Yeah, started mocking up some cooler piping, just slapping silicons and aluminiums together. I got the cast elbow that was off this turbo bolted on there. If I can use that, that's going to be ideal. So it looks like I should be able to make it work. It's already got a nickel on it for vacuum source to the wastegate and to our boost gauge. So yeah, just snaking some random alloy and silicon joiners through there. Just ghetto as, don't care. Got a oil fitting to go on the top of the turbo. Basically every core uses the same thread.
What thread is that?
M12 by 1.25. You can Google it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And yeah, usually the coolant's M14 by 1.5. That looks bigger. Don't know what they are from factory. It might be bigger. You can Google it, don't care. Not running coolant lines on this turbo because we don't really care. Generally, ball bearing turbos are the ones that really need it. Pretty certain this isn't a ball bearing turbo from factory, but also don't care. We'll have to do a dump pipe, and I got this flange plate from Amron, which is pretty kang. They had it in stock. That'll go on something like that. We'll make it snake a little dump pipe through there with some more 2.5 inch mild steel and meet it up to the other exhaust, the old exhaust. Yeah, I'm about to plough a hole saw through here. This is where the air box was, so plough a big hole saw through there, bring some piping up from this side of the intercooler, and I'm debating whether or not I use that, because it'll make my life easy, or not. Don't know. Probably just gonna use it and see if it blows in half, but I don't know. Just looking at where we're gonna get a oil feed for the turbo from. I think there's an oil pressure switch or sensor or something on this side of the block, so pull that out and tap into there and run it to there, and then run a drain down. So that will bolt to the bottom of the turbo. They all use basically the same flange. It's just one we had laying around. That'll go under there, and we'll run a hose down to the sump, and I'll drill and tap like some sort of fitting in the sump so we can hook a hose to it, and it'll be ghetto, but it'll be kang, and it'll work.
I'm in designer. If I see her, then I got her, bro. Yes, I am a dog with these diamonds on my collar, and that's why I got your girl head banging, so they calling me Nirvana. No, I'm not her daddy, but she calling me her papa. Tell me, is
you're loving all this, aren't you?
Oh yeah. It's just back to my roots, you know. It's just so up my alley. Don't. Supposed to let it set for an hour. Don't. Yes, you right. All right. Drain's attached, had a gasket laying around, convenient. Just glued this elbow on because I don't care. So it can go on for now. It's going on. Here we have the fitting. It's going to screw into the factory oil pressure spot. Goes to an AN4, so we can run a -4 braided line to feed the turbo. Part number. That, just a little bit of thread sealer. Whoa! So I got this old -4 braided Teflon line. You can use anything, but I got this. It's good for heat. So that'll screw onto there. This fitting actually has a restrictor that's been put in it. You can use restrictors with turbos, mainly ball bearing turbos. It's supposed to only run 40 psi of oil pressure. So you can use restrictors, hit and miss. Most of the time you don't need them. Probably don't need them now, but it's in there, and I'm using this line.
Big man like me, no need for the telephone hype. I got too much getting online. One rule, then let them on site. Wrong move, I bet they gon' ride. No.
Alright, our oil feed line's done. We can now start to hook up some ghetto cooler piping, just using whatever we can find. Do our oil drain line, so we're going to drill and tap the sump and put a fitting in there. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. We might be able to start her up before the dump pipe, see if she'll make some boost and go boom.
A lot of different coloured things going on there.
Yeah, making a rainbow.
Like lean back, brand new bits I live in. We pack, man, you never gonna like us. Get them on site now.
Alright, cooler piping is complete. It's amazing. I know, full custom alloy bends.
Yeah, it's worth more money now. It's custom.
Yeah, it's custom.
Yeah.
Custom made to suit. With the rocker cover breathers that usually go to the intake, we can't have boost going into the rocker cover. So block that. There's another one here. Block that, just a bit of hose, bolt and hose clamp, and then the breathers just go down to the ground, just a bit of hose can spray. It's oil particles wherever it damn feels like. Got some boost lines, so the wastegate needs a boost reference from your cooler piping or your intake manifold. So there's a nipple there and a nipple there. They get linked together. This has, I believe, a 7 psi spring in it. So if you just run the hose straight from there to there, it should run 7 psi. And then you can put a bleed valve in between there to put more boost in it. We're gonna put a T-piece in there and run it to our boost gauge so we can see how much boost we're hitting. Must have. If you've got a turbo car, have a boost gauge. This just worked way too well with the piping that I had. So it's in there for now. Probably gonna blow up or pop off. It's extremely ghetto, but we'll replace it if we have to. Oh, doesn't feel like there's anything behind there, so that's good. We have this tap and drill bit made for like this kind of stuff. Jason had it for some reason. The right angle drill won't take this drill bit. I can't use it, so going for the old Christmas tree. That's pretty blunt, but we'll see how we go.
What do you reckon, Tom?
I think the hole's big enough. Let's try to drive this bad boy in. For reference, 3/4 BSP T14. I believe that's how it's said. Oh! Just trying to straighten it up a bit. All the metal shavings in the sun.
Probably run better after it, let's be honest.
It doesn't even use oil anyway. Runs on air.
Oh, it's definitely gone in.
It's probably a brand new tap. Yeah, it's going in all the way. I'm done.
Just get a bit in there. Bit in the sump.
Yeah, clean the sump out while I'm at it, you know. Alright, oil drain's on. Hooked this vac line up. We're going to put a T-piece in it for the boost gauge, but I just hooked that up. I disconnected the oil feed line. We're just going to check we've got oil coming out and going to our turbo. And I disconnected the crank angle sensor so the injectors don't fire or the spark, and she won't try to run on us. We'll crank it up and see if we get some oil pressure, and then after that we'll give it a cheeky little fire up with no dump pipe and see if she'll burst into life. It's exciting. Now that is what you call some clean, serviced oil. That's beautiful.
Ooh, that's some clean oil.
Alright, we got oil. We'll connect it back up. That's some luscious oil we're going to run through our nice turbo. On our other cars we run an inline oil filter for the turbos, but you don't need them. It's a myth. It's gonna blow up. Hopefully it does run. We haven't put the new fuel reg in yet, but... She's done! She's finished!
She burned herself up.
That's a turbo AU!
So it's done.
Turbo!
That's a turbo AU! It doses without even an intake, so once we put a pipe on that, she'll be a mega loud dose. Keen to hear it like actually hooked up to the exhaust with an intake pipe. Big carry.
What's going on here?
Oh, nothing, mate. Give me the dose. It's a bit small. It's a bit high pitched and hard to hear with the no dump pipe, but it's kind of cool. Can't really fit much bigger.
Nah.
Oh, hey guys, fancy seeing you here. She's done! So I just buttoned up the last few
Look at that dose pipe.
So Jason came into the factory, slapped on a copper dose pipe, and it sounds insane. Like the dose is ridiculous. I got the boost tee tapped off these vacuum lines. Sorry, not the boost tee, the boost gauge. I took a hole saw to the dash and delicately mounted the boost gauge in there.
That looks real delicate.
Oh yeah. Got the dump pipe all done, connected back up to the old exhaust. Yeah, it's probably going to catch on fire. It's together, I cable tied our stanky leg, but it's still stanky legs around. This is about to explode and pop off, but that's fine. Let's take it for a spin. The dose on it is just insane.
Give us a dose before we go.
It's barely doing it right now. Might just because there's no load. When I was like riding the clutch a little bit just then, it does it so much harder. should we go for a spin?
Let's go for a drive.
Oh, don't mind that. Let's see what boost she hits. It's 5 just sitting there. Oh, it cut! Oh, it doesn't like that. Doesn't like it when I go full throttle. Can't go full throttle. I'd say the map sensor's freaking out because it gets too much boost. Yeah. If I go full throttle, it cuts out. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, what was that? What was that?
Tell you what, it does already pull a lot harder.
It does. We'll be back. We'll assess this map thing and work out how we can trick it and open this thing up. But bang! True. All right, so we couldn't end the video on not being able to go full throttle. So, a bit of an update this morning. I replaced this. The plastic like bit there, like broke out of there, so we had to do some more ghetto cooler piping of what we had laid around the factory. Beautiful work right there.
That's impressive.
The map sensor, it connects under the intake manifold in there. So I pulled it out, I JB welded the hole, and it's down here now. There's the map sensor and the plug. I've got it just chilling there. I tried to get a hose off the intake manifold with a one-way valve so that it can read vacuum, but then the one-way valve stops it from seeing boost. For some reason, when I hook that to the map sensor, the car doesn't want to run. But I found with the map sensor just chilling there, plugged in but not plumbed in, it just reads atmospheric pressure, so like 100 kPa I think that is. It just runs mega rich, but it runs. I tried putting the 4-bar fuel pressure reg in and it was just way too much fuel. I think these things run rich from the factory, so yeah, I've got it to work. It idles like shit because it doesn't read vacuum on idle, so it's lumpy and sometimes stalls, but it works under full throttle. So I just went for a quick drive. It was sick. It actually hauls ass. Bangs.
I'm excited.
But it's only running 5 pounds, so our boost tee that we bought from Autobahn earlier in the video, we're going to chuck this in. So it basically just goes in between the boost reference and the wastegate, just there, and it will regulate how much air the wastegate sees and it can hold it shut. So it's pretty restrictive even on like the minimum amount of boost, But we'll put 10 clicks, so to the right for more boost, 10 clicks, and that will restrict some of the air going to the wastegate actuator. See if we can get this thing like 10 pound would be nice. Chop that, that goes in there. You should probably put cable ties on there, but no, it's a bit loose. We'll put some cable ties. We'll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Plus the 2 that you didn't count at the start.
Nah, don't worry about that. It's about 12 clicks. Alright, let's see how she goes. It sounds cammed. Doesn't like idling. Hopefully the motor stays together for a little bit longer. But we'll see. Oh, there's 10 pound. 10 pound. Oh, there's 12. I think we put too many clicks in it. Running too much boost and like cutting out a bit. That's the dose. Might turn that down a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. It sounds sick though.
That turbo's gonna explode. I think the rear housing's also too restrictive for it to run that much boost. It can't flow enough air. So it sometimes dies. Let me just turn that down. We'll go to like maybe 6 clicks.
Jesse's tuning.
So we'll turn it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Just turn it on. I want to film some idling noises.
Stage 2 cam. Bear with me.
That's a lot of
Yeah, don't worry about that. Still running way too much boost. I reckon that boost tee's already.
It's got auto turn off.
The boost tee adds restriction without any clicks, I think. We'll just go all the way off because I think it restricts it enough to add more boost anyway. The plugs are probably filthy from when I was messing with it before, so it's definitely not helping the situation. Yeah, so that's back to 5 PSI and it runs a lot nicer.
That goes pretty good.
It goes alright, it's not bad. So it's pretty happy there. Maybe try 2 clicks.
Yeah.
It's about 6. It's quicker than it was in A.
Yeah, definitely.
Eh? It's happy there. More clicks. It's like 7 pound. It's not bad. It's like you can literally feel the restriction in the rear housing, like loading the motor up and creating boost. It's weird. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's got that pull.
It's way better than it was.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. It's pretty quick. It's not bad. Definitely has some aromas. What a car. Oh. Idling.
Oh,
It needs clean plugs. Maybe we just cleaned them out. Quick little update. I did actually get the map sensor working. So after the video was made, I got just a check valve from Burson's off the intake manifold and hooked it up to the map sensor. I cleaned the spark plugs because they were disgusting and got the thing running a bit better. So now it reads vacuum on idle, but the check valve won't let the map sensor see boost. So it idles normally. Well, how it used to idle, which isn't amazing, but it idles normally. There's no smoke coming out the rear. And then
And it loves it.
It goes back to idling.
Dervish.
It actually runs really good. Alright, well, that concludes the Turbo AU build. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already. Hit that like button if you did enjoy it. It goes pretty hard, not gonna lie. Like, it pulls probably harder than like a factory turbo Skyline, I reckon. Yeah, needs a bigger turbo. That rear housing's pretty restrictive, but this Friday, we're gonna take it Friday night drifts and cut some laps in it and see how she goes. So stick around for that, see if we can get a skid out of it, and see how long the Intech loves the boost for.
That is a work of art. That's some of your finest work right there.
Beautiful. Yeah, anyway, see you in the next one. Drew.
Try to hit your line, but no answer. I should hold you for ransom. I should hold you for ransom. Gonna go see a fan new. Try to hit your line, but no answer. I should hold you for ransom.